TikTok's not paying anymore, guys. I don't know what to tell you. Less than a year ago, I was making about $1.29 per thousand views. Now I'm making anywhere from 28 cents to 40 cents per thousand views. And my content structure rollout, none of it's really changed. There was a guy who just came out and said that he's making only 1 cent per thousand views. And he's got over 15 million followers and he does millions of views per video. Just back in August, I made $5,000 in August just on TikTok, 5,000. Now I'm barely averaging anywhere from $300 to $400 a month. And
Okay. So I just want to give you guys a bit of context here. I'm going to be checking out a few videos. A lot of people have been reacting to revenue when it comes to content creation, particularly on TikTok. People aren't making as much money. There are a lot of people that are quitting. And I'm going to give my take and some advice also for content creators that would help you.
Drink the coffee, it'll make you feel better.
And I think I know what the problem is. I genuinely think that it's the AI content creators, the AI accounts on here that are clip farming and mining other creators' actual content and work and then repurposing it across dozens of channels. And they are mining money off of the RPM and rewards program from TikTok. And the algorithm's finally just gone, okay, well, then no one is going to get paid. I think that's what's happened because I've seen the apparently Instagram stop paying on a creator fund in like 2023, but they're not even inviting people into the pay program anymore because they had a pay program they would at least invite you into. And Facebook just changed its whole structure on pay too. Now no one's making money on Facebook.
There are people making money on Facebook. Okay, so he's saying, hey, I think the reason why creators aren't getting paid as much money is because you've got people recreating AI videos of other people's original content. So for example, what he's talking about, what I assume he's talking about is there are people who would take a video like this, put him in the bottom right corner over here, put some like B-roll in the background, having saying the exact same thing. Sometimes they'll even change the face of the person delivering the message with AI, keep his voice, or sometimes they'll even go further and change his voice, but keep the words the same. And if they're really, really sophisticated, they will actually rearrange what he said and how he said it, and they'll reproduce that video. Here's how this would typically go. A lot of content creators will start off, they'll be trying and working hard to become a content creator, and eventually they take off, right? They're making money with content. They can't believe it. It's crazy. And they think to themselves, wow, this is me now, right? I'll always be making this amount of money. It will never go away. And a lot of them are very wrong about that. And they end up realizing that that was just a moment in time. And going forward, they will either have to work twice as hard to make that much, or will have to hire a team or figure out different ways to bring in revenue as a content creator. And the thing that I've realized when it comes to a lot of content creators is many of them don't want to hear this type of advice, first of all, and they don't realize how important it is to diversify once they've established dominance on a particular platform, right? And this doesn't always look like finding a different platform that you can go on. This also could be finding a different way that you can bring value to your audience once you figure out something that would benefit them. For me, for example, I decided to take the approach of product and new revenue by diversifying content, right? You can diversify your content and you can also find a new product that can benefit your audience. I found the product by thinking of something I wish I had. Of course, that's fathershaverights.com, legal information for men who value marriage. And the Prenup Guide is something that helps me produce content and not have to solely depend on ad revenue. Listen, I let go of every single sponsor I had because I don't need any other sponsors. Right? I don't need anybody else to sponsor my channel. I don't need to worry about what I'm saying because I'm afraid somebody who's sponsoring my channel is going to pull their sponsors, because fathershaverights.com and the product I put together helps me create more content here on this channel. So my audience is helping, and I figured out a way to bring more value to them. The problem is a lot of content creators really don't take content that seriously. And also you want to diversify your content. He says, hey, I was bringing this much per 1,000 views at some point. The reality is there is somebody out there who's creating the type of content that's bringing in the type of revenue that would make sense for you. That would be better than what you're getting now. And so you may want to diversify the type of content that you do. Now, people want to argue and say, no, that's not true. Everybody's struggling. Cool, right? You can't win that type of an argument. A quick moment for the sponsor of this channel, fathershaverights.com. Let's talk about something that almost never happens, but some men still experience: a mom paying child support. Yeah, it happens. And when it does, you better believe the courts still expect mom to pay. This mother owed back support less than $3,000, but instead of paying, she told the judge he ain't getting a dime. And when the judge heard this, he leaned in and said, "Do you want me to hold you in contempt and send you to jail?" You see, family court doesn't always treat fathers fairly. I know people don't like hearing it, but that's just the plain truth. That's why FathersHaveRights.com is creating the custody prep guide for men, presented to you by expert attorneys to help fathers know what to do, what not to do, and how to protect themselves at every step of the custody process. Click the link pinned to the top of the comments, join the waiting list for the custody prep guide for men.
YouTube. I never thought I'd say this in 2026, having to go to YouTube probably here just to actually start remonetizing, and even then, like, they're flagging people left and right on YouTube. It's a sinking ship, and I don't know if we should stay on it or just keep using TikTok at least to build our individual platform. I know I'm not the only one this is happening to go from, making $5,000 to barely scratching 400. Yeah, man, I think the app is on its last legs, taking a nosedive.
Yeah, I remember I made a program, and I've made many things that have failed. Many things have failed. I started additional channels that have failed, but I'm always reinventing myself. I'm always figuring out different ways to keep the brand alive. I remember a time when I made a program to help TikTokers diversify their content on other platforms, and I was shocked. And maybe this was, just lack of advertising on my part, but I was shocked at the amount of people who didn't realize how important that was at the time when I was pitching it to people. And I realized it okay, and this is during the time when they were threatening the TikTok ban. So the title was like Surviving the TikTok Ban. That was the program. And it's been interesting me seeing some of those same creators get their channels banned, lose their channels. Guys, I started out on TikTok. I wasn't speaking for somebody who didn't experience this, but of course, it's just the game, and a lot of people don't want to learn how to really play it.
TikTok is not paying creators how they used to. And I'm dead not surprised. We already knew once China sold out, we was not going to get paid because America hates seeing us live easy. We were making livable wages off of TikTok alone. And I'm honestly happy that I found my niche and other things besides TikTok to make money through TikTok. Because if I was just relying on my views and regular videos to make me money, I was not going to make any money through here. And the only reason why I still post on this app is because I still get brand deals and I still get wig deals and wig promos to post on this app. I went from making $5,000, $6,000 a month on this app to making $800, $900, posting the same videos, same content, same everything. And I don't post as much because TikTok has been limiting a lot of things that you can say. I had so many videos taken down for this stupid shit. So truth be told, now I just be posting on TikTok for fun. I post everything on Instagram. I still make my money through TikTok commissions on TikTok Shop. But my goal for my TikToks from last year was to get paid to travel and to promote Airbnbs and just do promo videos for where I stay and for hotels and stuff like that. I wanted to get paid to travel. And I wanted to get paid through hosting events. And I did both of that last year. I got paid from Lyft and DoorDash to host my very first barbecue. And I was flown out to DR and I was able to take 12 supporters with me. Now it's January 1st month of 2026 and I'm being flown out to Tulum literally on Wednesday just to do a promo for an Airbnb flight and stay covered. So I do not advise you to stop posting on here because you never know who's watching. But if you're expecting to get paid from them views, trust me, it's not like that anymore. Coming from someone who has 800K on this page and 32K on another page.
Again, this idea of blaming TikTok and saying they're not paying anybody anymore. Someone's getting paid. Let me tell you guys how this thing works. The people who have found the niches that are getting paid aren't talking about it, right? They're not making these style videos. They're just being quiet because they know if they're over here talking about, oh, well, this is paying us, because they know if they start talking about the type of content that's actually paying, then a lot of content creators will start doing that style of content. And the other thing, people may think, oh, so they're gatekeeping. The game's never just given for free. Live with it. It's the truth. unfortunately. The other thing too is I believe TikTok Shop is something that people were being made fun of for getting into. Like I saw people saying, oh, you can tell when somebody's struggling when they start doing TikTok Shop. They were making fun of those people, but I bet you those people are making pretty decent money. Social live shopping is just taken off overall. Luckily for myself, I realized early on that in order to sustain output and revenue, I would have to look beyond just myself, right? You got to know what your strength is. And for me, I started to learn how to build teams. And as of recently, AI is something that's really helped me. I have people who help me with content. Right now, I'm releasing shorts. You guys are going to see shorts on multiple platforms. Of course, more content on this channel. Miss Coffee, right? Our AI assistant barista, Miss Coffee. She has her own channel, and it's finally getting to the point where it's like really, really good. But I've been working on perfecting AI now for a while. A lot of people talk down on it, right? Demean it. And the way I look at it, I wouldn't mind hearing what Miss Coffee has to say, because I would know that she is programmed on the values that are attached to the coffee pod. It's kind of like this. Would you rather use OpenAI or Grok if you're somebody using AI? Some people are not going to use Grok because it's attached to Elon Musk. I believe AI channels are something that are going to exist here on YouTube in the future, and you're not going to stop it. Doesn't matter how much you cry. It's going to come. It's already here, right? That's the reality. It's already here. And there are people who are going to say, hey, if I'm going to listen to a channel and it's going to be AI, it's going to be a channel that they know I've put together, because they know that if it's attached to me, then it's not going to go against values that I stand for. All the AI assistants that I work with and my team works with, I built myself. And I've spent time learning how to do exactly that. But you know, you just have to, it's difficult. And I didn't used to think that content was hard. I remember there was a time when I was like, oh, content's easy. What do people mean that content is challenging? And I didn't realize that that was just a moment in time where things were good, and things happen in seasons. And when things got very challenging and it wasn't as easy to just post a video and get the same amount of views and same revenue, I realized that I had to be strategic, and there was something that I was missing. There was a skill that I was missing. Last thing I'm going to say. When you first start out as a content creator, the best thing you can do is just think to yourself, I need to release 100 videos. And that's just for the purpose of learning. You want to learn and make plenty of mistakes. You want a lot of those videos to fail because you want to learn the lessons that you need to learn quickly. And once you finally start to learn lessons, you start to recognize your taste, you start to recognize what works, what doesn't work, then you start to grow. Eventually, you realize that you can't do everything yourself, and you have to take a different position, right? You go from being a creator to a manager, and maybe you hire somebody to help you edit your videos. And now you start to learn of how to be a manager. And a lot of people never make that transition, because the type of person that you are when you're just like doing everything you can, you get off work and you start recording because you want to maintain a job. And then after you get off your job, you go record your video, release, right? You're in this chaos of just trying to do everything you can, but you eventually realize that to build something that's sustainable over a long period of time that lasts years, you're going to have to be more structured. So you can't have this whole chaotic approach to do it at any cost. You're going to have to be more structured with your day, and you're going to have to build a system. And that's the next step after that. Eventually, you have somebody who does your thumbnails and not just your video editing. And listen, you have to know yourself. Maybe you might be one of those people who can do it all at every level, but most people aren't. And you have to know your strengths. For myself, my strength has been building teams, and that's how I work. And currently, thank goodness, leveraging AI. But listen, you can tell people this, and people still won't capitalize on leveraging AI until AI takes them over. Of course, guys, curious to know, what do you think?
Here's how much I made on TikTok in 2025 as a full-time content creator. So for context, this is a combination of TikTok Shop, TikTok One, and third-party brand deals. Starting off in January, and by the way, this is rounded to the nearest 100. We made $5,600. In February, we made $8,700. In March, we made $5,700. In April, we made $7,200. And in May, we made $10,300, which At this point going forward, I started to make a little bit more than the first couple months, just because I started working with a brand that I was providing videos to every single month, so it was more of a consistent pay. In June, we made $7,400. In July, we made $8,400. In August, we made $15,600, which was pretty nice, and up to that point was kind of my best month for TikTok Shop and for third-party brand deals, so that's what helped it scale to that $15,000. And then September, we made $9,600. In October, we made $9,000. November, we made $10,200. And in December, we made $33,500, which ended up being my best month ever since starting to do this whole, attempting to make money on TikTok stuff when I started in November of 2023, which then brings the total for the year 2025 of $131,200. So yeah, I'm not one of those guys that's making $50,000, $100,000 in a single month, but it was enough to make a living off of. So that's why I quit my 9-to-5 job in like May of 2024, June of 2024. And so 2025 was my first full calendar year of doing only TikTok. Anyway, this is my first video actually being posted to this account, but I'm going to be using this account to kind of just be transparent about the whole making money on TikTok thing. So if you guys have any questions about anything, I'll be happy to answer them, as well as I'll be using this account to just rant about things sometimes or whatever really just comes to mind, but transparency always being the top priority here. So if that interests you or making money on TikTok interests you, then I guess drop a follow. Have a good day, guys, and we'll see you.
To all of you content creators out there that are trying to monetize and work off to get information and post it. This is Dylan Page. He has almost 19 million followers. He says he's leaving TikTok because they cut his monetization down from 2213 to 0.01, which means he's making no money now. He said in one day they took 5 of his videos down and he wasn't even able to appeal them. They gave him no option, no reason why. It doesn't even say why they took him down. They lowered his RPM. Yesterday they did the same thing to me and then I appealed them. They approved the appeal, but it still shows that the videos are down. So this is it. If they're not going to pay Dylan Page, they're not going to pay you or me. So I guess you guys, like I said in my last video, I'm on Instagram, Facebook, Todd is Talking on both, YouTube, Todd is Talking.
Boy, TikTok ain't paying shit no more, boy. You gotta get a job now if you're gonna be a content creator. Do not quit your job and think you just gonna get paid like that. At least keep your job. Last year, you didn't need a job to content create. I'm not gonna lie. Year before that, you didn't need a job. Because when I first, I never considered myself a content creator. I was just a dude on the internet making videos, being funny. A couple years ago, last year, I think I didn't have a job. I didn't have a job for a whole year. And I was just making money on TikTok. I couldn't even find a job. I wasn't even trying to grind on TikTok. Oh, I got to make this happen. I got to make this happen. Oh, shit. No, I was just making videos and TikTok was giving you money. One video, you used to be able to get $2,000 on a 1 million video. I had 1 million views on a video, got $2,000. You get 1 million views now, you lucky if they give you $200. TikTok's like, hey, we in a recession. Y'all can't get no more money. Everybody that want to start content creating. And now people are low-key, well, how can I say this? People that content create now, they think that the money is theirs. They're not telling people how to content create and make more money. Like, they're like, well, you want to know this? Follow me, and I'll give you more. No, just if you want, just get on here and make videos. That's all you got to do. You want to be a content creator, get on here and make videos. That's it. Just be yourself. But they not paying shit right now, so be yourself and look for a job too, shit.
Hey guys, as always, I appreciate you for checking out yet another episode of the Coffee Pod. To my currently engaged or soon to be married men, if you need a prenup and would like a guide that shows you how to get a solid and legally binding prenuptial agreement, hit the link into the top of the comment section and access your guide at fathershaverights.com today.